today I'm going to be showing you how to make the best shrimp po' boy ever. What's for dinner? Shrimp po' boy. So thanks for joining me live. I hope you enjoy this video and I hope you try it out and you let me know you like it. And if you're wondering about this outfit, it is in my Gucci try on haul, so check that out. Make sure you hit that subscribe, the like, and the bell, and let's get into this po' boy. So here's all of our ingredients that you're going to need. You're going to need already peeled and cleaned shrimp, tails off, no tails because we're going to eat the whole thing. You're going to need some shredded lettuce. You're going to need some shredded lettuce of your choice. I just have a little bit here in my cup here. You're going to need some lemon juice and a spoon, of course, to stir everything up. And you're going to need some diced up onions, really small dices. And you're going to need some parsley, fresh parsley chopped up really finely. Look how green that is, it's so pretty. And then you're going to need 1/4 cup of mayo in a mixing bowl. And you're going to need some minced garlic. If you don't like garlic, leave it out. I preferably like it because we're going to toast it and it's going to be like so delicious. So some minced garlic, you can get it already minced or mince it yourself. And then we have, as far as our bread goes, I'm going to be using these, they call them big, soft white with sesame, hoagie rolls. Alright, we're going to be using hoagie rolls. And they do have sesame seeds on top. I do like these, they're really good, especially when you toast them. Then we're also going to need 50/50 cornstarch and flour. So, cornmeal and cornstarch. So you're going to want 50% cornmeal, 50% cornstarch. In here I have 1/2 cup cornmeal and 1/2 cup cornstarch. So we're going to mix this together. Then these are our other condiments that we're going to be needing. Olive oil. I like pure olive oil. I think it's healthier for you. I like garlic salt, mayo. This is extra spicy from Dash. I really love this stuff. It's super good. And of course my favorite Creole. Gotta have some Creole in it. And then a mustard of your choice. I like spicy brown mustard. The recipe calls for Dijon mustard, but I like spicy mustard. So spicy brown mustard. And I think we've covered it all. You're also going to need a stirring spoon, a spatula for your toast / bun, and a pan to toast the buns, and a pan to cook the shrimp. So this is going to be going with our shrimp pan. We can put that to the side. And we could get started with our dressings. So I'm going to have a dressing for the bread before and a dressing after we toast it. So this is going to be our wet dressing, our post dressing. Today I am going off of this cool recipe I found in this cookbook. It's called Lighten Up America. And I'm going to be using their shrimp po' boy recipe. I am going to be tweaking it a little bit, so I'll let you know what the recipe calls for, and then I'll let you know how I'm changing it. But everything is mostly in here in this recipe. So I'm going to start with the topping. So this is going to be the dressing right before we eat it. In this cup I have some really thinly sliced onions. And then I'm going to add the mayo to it. Just about a tablespoon. And then we are going to add the lettuce. Actually, I might need more mayo. We're going to add the lettuce to it. And I should have got a bigger bowl. You're going to add a pinch of the parsley. And you're going to add, nope, not that. Just that. So I'm going to do, the mustard. We're going to add the mustard to it. So you only need a spoonful or about a tablespoon of mustard. So if you don't have a tablespoon, you're welcome to just use a regular spoon. And if you like more mustard, add more mustard. But we're basically going to mix this all together. And we want it to be almost like a sauce. So this is going to be our topping, our lettuce, mayo, mustard, onion topping that we're going to put on our bread once it's done. So I'm going to get it to the consistency I like here, nice and wet. But this is also kind of like a dressing, lettuce topping, so you're going to want to add enough to where it actually feels like kind of mayo-y, like you would put on a sandwich. Excuse my mayo container here. Got my towel. Okay. So I'm just mixing this up. Now you're gonna want to add a pinch of garlic salt to this, just so it has a nice little bit of extra flavor. So just one little turn of your shaker and finish mixing this together. And this is going to be kind of like, it's going to be kind of like a coleslaw. Now this is what I did differently in the recipe, because instead of just putting the onions, the lettuce, and then using the mayonnaise as a dressing, I'm actually going to be toasting the buns with the recipe's dressing, and then this is going to be on top. So that didn't confuse me, it probably confused you. Alright, so basically just make this together, and you want it really dressing-like. And when you put lettuce and mayonnaise together, and then of course the onions are not going to taste like raw onions, so, and then the mustard is going to add a nice little kick to it. So we're going to just let this sit together so it marinates in, so it's not like you're eating raw onions and lettuce. So we're going to let this sit while we cook the rest of our meal. Put that to the side. And sorry, wardrobe check. I have a, make sure you don't get any hair in your food, obviously. Right. So now that we have that, we're going to make our other sauce. So this second sauce is what we're actually going to put on the bun. The second sauce is, yeah, what we're actually going to spread on the bun so we can toast it. So let's go ahead and get our pan toasted so we can get our rolls ready, because the shrimp's going to cook quick. This is really not going to take long. So turn on the front stove. And I usually like medium high on when I'm toasting, but you want to get it hot first. So while we mix our sauce, we're going to get our pan hot. Here we have some garlic. Now, I'm going to pour a touch of lemon in my garlic and a touch of lemon over my shrimp. If you're worried about seafood and bacteria, lemon kills bacteria in seafood. That's why you really want to cook seafood with lemon juice. So, always lemon your seafood. Alright, so we're actually going to put the lemon juice in our garlic and mix that up a little bit so it soaks up the lemon juice. And then we're going to put it in our mayo and our half a cup of mayonnaise. So this is 3 cloves of garlic. You can do less or more. I'm going to make a lot, so I'm going to do a bigger batch here. And that's that. Mix that up. And then of course you want to add your parsley to this as well. And then we're also going to add our spices. So our spices are going to be a little bit of this, because we're going to make a spicy mayonnaise sauce to toast our buns in, pretty much. A little bit of Creole, as in a half a teaspoon of each. And actually probably like a 1/4 a teaspoon of each. And a half a teaspoon of garlic salt. So now that we have all that in our bowl, we're going to mix it together. See that? And it's looking beautiful. And this is kind of going to be like garlic toast. So you're only going to need a little bit of this on our bun. I did make extra, so that's a lot. We're not going to use all that. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you're enjoying my hauls and my cooking videos. And I hope you're going to enjoy this shrimp po' boy too. Alright, so we got our sauce, and we got our sauce. Now let's get our toast ready for our sauce. And as far as this goes, we are just going to be opening these up because they are like hot dog buns. If you wanted to do a healthier version, get a whole wheat hot dog bun. Whole wheat has more protein and less of the processed flour in it. But we're going to be fancy and go for extra tasty today. So we're going to use these cool, fun, very tasty sesame hoagie buns. So I'm going to toast three of these. So I'm going to open them up, kind of like you would cut open French bread. Just going to open them up like you're going to put a hot dog in there, except for it's going to be way better than a hot dog. And we are going to put our special sauce number 1 on here. So this is, if you're just tuning in, we are making po' boy and we're getting ready to toast our buns. This is a garlic, mayo, parsley, lemon juice concoction. It's a sauce that we're going to use to toast our pan. And our pan's almost hot enough, so I'm going to just I'm going to spread a little bit of this on both sides. So we're going to put this face down in the pan. So you want to just put a little bit, not too much. You don't want it too garlicky or, this is just to get a nice little golden brown, this is to get a nice golden brown, what would you say? Caramelization on it, a little golden brown toasting. So we're just going to put a little bit on each piece now. And just like that. Spread it up and down each side. Make sure the mayonnaise gets on there. You'd be surprised, but mayonnaise is a lot better toaster than butter. So you could substitute the mayo for butter if you like butter better. Just do butter, garlic, minced garlic, and parsley, and a little bit of lemon juice in your garlic. And this one's probably got enough. That's probably enough. So it only takes a little bit to toast, so you don't need to get it too saturated here. And we're going to do the same to this one. And then we're going to toast them and cook our shrimp, and we're going to be ready for dinner. So this is pretty quick and easy. If you already have the ingredients, it's easy and quick. You could just put some butter on here, or you could just put a little mayo, and you can omit the garlic and the parsley. But I think it makes it taste really more flavorful, especially the garlic to go with the shrimp. It's going to be a nice little kick. And it's going to be roasted, so it's not going to taste like garlic. Alright, so we are going to put these face down in our pan. Ooh, hear the sizzle? And it looks like I can get 2. Can I get 3? Nah, just 2 at a time. So I'm going to use my spatula and I'm going to smush it down just a little bit. Oh, if you could smell this right now, this roasted garlic is just like really aromatherapeutical. Aromatherapy. The cooking and the smell of this cooking is aromatherapy. I'm going to give up on that one. Give up on that one. Alright. It's going to be lit. When you eat it, your mouth is going to be lit. Alright, so we're going to just let this toast down for a second. I really do think when you make like po' boys with anything in it, it's better to toast it. Any kind of sandwich, it really makes a big difference in the flavor of the sandwich is if you just toast it with a little bit of sauce. Any kind of sauce you want, but this is my mayo and whatever else is my main sauce for toasting. You could do a little bit of mayo, a little bit of butter. Best of both worlds. Alright, so we are going to be toasting these, and I'm not really going to try to take my eye off it because this bread's really thin, and it's probably going to toast fast, but this doesn't happen to be. And then make sure it doesn't stick, so just kind of let it move around a little bit. The mayonnaise should be greasy enough that it won't stick to the pan, but you should probably just move it a little bit at first after you smush it down a little bit, just so it doesn't stick. So we got that oh yeah, it's getting closer than I thought. I am smushing my bread down a little bit. I want those centers toasted. I want the whole bottom piece toasted. So, this is going to be to put the shrimp in. So, we are going to have a spoon for this. mix together your corn starch and your cornmeal. Like this is about, the recipe called for 1/4 of cornstarch and 1/4 of cornmeal, but as long as it's about 50-50, it doesn't matter how much you use. If you're doing a big batch, of course, you could do a cup and a cup. I did a 1/2 cup and a 1/2 cup because I like making extra for some reason. I don't ever feel like the recipe has enough. So, and I make a mess, so I need extra. Alright, so now that we have blonde-proofed this cornstarch, we're going to check on our toast. And it should be, we're going to toast both sides. Oh, beautiful. Let me let you look at that. And then the back is just going to get a regular toasting. Isn't it gorgeous? I'll try not to drop these like I did my Philly cheesesteaks. Check out that cooking lesson. Philly cheesesteaks with a golden twist. So we do want both sides toasted. And this is still going to be nice and soft in the center, but it's going to have a nice little crisp on the outside. And then we are going to put these to the side until we're ready for our sandwich. So we will put our last bun in there, and then we will start to dredge our shrimp. And you don't hear it sizzle when there's no butter, but one more second. See, it's not quite toasted enough. And it's okay if the parsley falls off. You don't need all of it. But that garlic definitely got roasted, so it's going to be like a garlic bread shrimp po' boy. It's really a cool recipe. So I'm going to set these to the side until we're ready to make our sandwiches. And let's take the back of this. Let's get a little more crispy on this one. And then we're going to toast our other one. We're going to be all done toasting. If you're just tuning in, thank you for watching. I am making shrimp po' boy. I'm making the best shrimp po' boy ever. We are toasting our bread right now with mayonnaise, garlic, lemon, and parsley. We are toasting both sides. So see, we got a nice toast on this side. And a nice toast on this side. Nice and golden. Delicious. Alright, so I'm just setting those to the side. Let's get our last one on here. Oh yeah, sizzle. That's what you want to hear, a nice sizzle. Don't burn yourself. Push down in the middle. So that's the part that never wants to touch the bottom of the pan. And we're really almost done. This shrimp's going to cook in just a couple minutes, so don't go anywhere. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and the bell. I'm going to have a lot of cool, fun foods coming. And you let me know which one's your favorite so I can cook it for you. Or if you have a recipe you don't know how to cook and you want to know how to cook it, let me know and I'll find out how to cook it for you. I love cooking, so especially in my cool try-on outfits. You gotta look good, feel good, eat good. But yeah, there's definitely healthier ways to cook this recipe. And my pan's a little bit hot, so this one's not quite as pretty crispied as the other two. But I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Start to smoke here. And we're going to put that in the background. That's pretty much all done there. Alright, now we need to cook our shrimp. So I'm going to put this on... I'm going to put this on meat. Actually, I'm not going to turn that on because it's already hot. So let me just clean up real quick. And thanks for watching. I have, I can't tell how many, I can't read my little phone. But thank you all for watching so far. I hope you're enjoying this shrimp po' boy. And, alright, so we got our pan heating up for our shrimp. And we got our cornmeal and our cornstarch. This is just gonna, we're not gonna fry this necessarily as much as we are just gonna pan sear it. So it's not that big of a difference. We're still gonna be putting our oil in our pan. So let's go ahead and just coat the bottom of your pan. This will vary, the amount of oil you add varies to how big your pan is. So the bottom of my pan here is not that big, so I only need a little bit of oil. That was probably about 2 tablespoons. This went a little tiny coat on the bottom. And we can see here, that our bread is nice and toasted on the bottom. So you can still toast things when you take it off the heat so you don't burn it. And that's beautiful. Alright. So here I have my oil getting hot. And if you can see, it just barely coats the pan, just a little bit in the bottom of the pan there. And now I'm going to turn this back on because it's not going to be long before I'm ready to fry them. Alright, pan serum. Same difference. Alright, so we're going to go down to, what are we going to go to? Maybe you can help me out. What do I have it on? Medium? Oh, let's do medium high. Medium high. Alright, final answer. Now, when you have a bigger burner than you do your pot, you probably want to turn it down a little bit lower than you normally would. So instead of being on high, we're going to be medium high. Because it actually makes the pan hotter. And be careful you don't burn yourself too. So, now we have our base coat for our shrimp. And we have our shrimp. These are detailed, deveined, and cleaned. These actually are pre-cooked too. But we're not going to cook them very long, so we're basically just want to get them golden and then take them off the heat. You can use raw shrimp because we are cooking them. And if you use cooked shrimp, just be careful you don't cook them too long because they will get chewy and tough. So we're not going to keep these on the heat any longer than we need to. And we're only going to put enough that covers the bottom at a time. And then when we take them out, we are going to need to put them on a plate with some paper towels. And I forgot that part. Okay, let's see here. Paper towels. Can't reach. Can't reach nothing. Alright. And my plate is... let's see here. Alright. One moment. Okay. Hopefully the back of my hair was looking good. Alright, so we got our plate for our shrimp. I'm going to set these right here so you guys can see them when I take them out. Actually, I'll put this to the side till we're ready for that. Alright, see how my pan is smoking? That means my oil is too hot. Just go ahead and take it off the burner for a second. And it'll be ready for us when we're ready to come back to it. Alright, so here we have our shrimp. And here we have our cornmeal and our cornstarch. Here we have our shrimp. We're going to put the shrimp in the cornstarch, in the cornmeal. That's it. You just put it in there. So I'm basically just going to make sure I put it all in until... I don't want the water at the bottom when you rinse them off. Make sure they drain a little bit. You don't want that excess water. And of course I put some lemon juice on here too so that they would, lemon juice actually starts to cook shrimp, so. Trying to get a head start. Head start. Alright, so I'm going to mix this in here. And it's just going to coat because it's wet. So because the shrimp is shrimp is very moist, you could have let it sit in some milk and an egg mixture, like a milk and egg bath, but the recipe didn't call for it, so I just went with the recipe. And we're gonna just coat them. Oh, that's looking really good. Look how nice and coated those are, just with the moisture off the shrimp itself. And I can't not make a mess. So make sure they're all evenly coated. And we're not gonna dump it into the oil. We're just gonna scoop it in. And cook a few spoonfuls at a time, because you don't want that. You want to drain off the excess flour. So how we're going to do that is with a slotted spoon. And it's nice and hot over here. Alright, so we're going to just scoop some up and then just shake off the flour. You could put it in a sifter too, but we're just going to do this like this. Okay? Then we're going to put it in the pan. So let's get our pan ready again. And let's spoonful a couple spoonfuls of shrimp in there. No flour, just shrimp. Or as little flour as you can. I mean, not flour. Cornstarch and a cornmeal. Alright, so we just have an even layer of shrimp. And let me see. You can kind of see it. But let me show you. So this is going to get hot. And see, we just have a little layer of shrimp in there. And you can slide them around like that. So we're going to cook them to the golden brown, turn them, and repeat. You can do this with just about anything like chicken. You can make a chicken po' boy the same way. Instead of putting the shrimp in the cornmeal, in the cornstarch, you just have the chicken, cut it in nice smaller pieces. You can even do steak this way. You can do any kind of po' boy this way. So, shrimp just sounds really delicious. And we've already done beef jerky. So check out the beef jerky recipe. Video. I am going to flip these. So they're starting to get crispy, but they're not quite brown yet. And it's kind of a different crispy. It's not as if you were to batter them and fry them, like you get them at a restaurant. This is more of a cornmeal breading. So it's almost brown. It's almost crispy. And you do want to stir this. Just try not to stir it too much because you'll get what do you call it? You'll take some of the breading off, so try not to over stir it. Alright, so we'll just leave that alone so it can cook. I probably should have used a different pan, but we're already here. You can bread these any way you want. You can do a wet beer batter, which I will show you how to do on our crispy fried red lobster shrimp, dragon shrimp cooking video. Alright, so this is looking beautiful. Starting to get crispy a little bit. It's popping. Definitely want to keep it hot so it gets crispy faster. Turn it up a little bit. And it all depends on how long you cook it. All depends on the pan you have. And it's almost to where we want it. It is better to do this with uncooked shrimp because this has probably been in here a little too long. So these ones are done. I'm going to go ahead and take these off and then get to the rest of these. So I have a light golden crisp on them. And I'm going to go ahead and just put them inside here. And build up my little pile. Build up my little pile of shrimp. Alright, now I'm going to pour a little bit more oil in here. And I'm going to repeat this stage for the rest of my shrimp. And if you notice, they do suck up the oil, so make sure the whole bottom's coated. Alright. And I'm going to throw a little bit more in here this time. So, there we go. Make sure it's nice and hot. And just start layering them on the bottom. I like cooking with my hands, if you haven't told. If you couldn't tell. Let me know what kind of twist you like to do into yours. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to season this. So if you happen to do that, forget to season it, you can just season it after you take it out the grease. With just a little bit of garlic salt on top. A little Creole. And shake that together and put it on your plate. So, there we go. Now it's seasoned. Alright. So I'm going to shake this up so it don't stick on the pan. Let it crisp up. And I need a dish for this. For my shrimp. I need a dish for my shrimp. Oops. Alright. Running into things. Okay, so this is our shrimp here. And it is nice and hot. On one side, we're going to flip it. Without burning yourself. Oh, that's beautiful. So our pan's nice and hot. Now this is better heat. Woo! It got me. Make sure you flip them over. So both sides get crispy. And I'm going to actually season these in the pan, since I forgot to season them in this pan. So this is where I'm going to do the same thing, but in the pan. And yeah, so garlic salt, Creole, and you can season it here, here, or here. It doesn't really matter. That's what I'm putting in there. Alright. Can you tell I've done this a million times? I always forget to do stuff though, like little blonde moments. So that's why it's cool about spices is you can literally add it to any stage. It is always best to have in the beginning, but any stage is okay. Alright. I keep messing up the camera. Alright, so these are almost crispy enough. I want these a little bit more crispy. And let's flip these one more time. Ooh, it's looking really good. That's what you want. A little bit darker though. Let it pop for one more second. I like when it's a little bit more golden. By the time oh yeah, let's season this. So, let's add our Creole. And if you're just tuning in now, we are making shrimp po' boy, fried shrimp po' boy. So we're using our garlic salt and our Creole to spice our shrimp, along with cornstarch and cornmeal. So, and the best way to figure out if you got enough spices in this is to smell it. Oh yeah, that smells good. Remember this has salt in it too, so you don't need too much salt. And this should be just perfect here. Oh yeah. So here's what they look like when they got a little bit more of a crispy crunch on them. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alright. I'm going to try to put these in here without getting the grease on the rest of them. So we're just going to strain this out in the pan and put it on our plate. And then we're going to finish our last, I needed a bigger plate too. We're going to finish our last round of shrimp. And guess what? As soon as you get to this stage, it's pretty much done, you guys. So, after I sneeze from smelling the spices, alright, never mind. Pepper in my nose. Alright, so we're going to pour a little more oil in our pan. And it's okay if there's still some crispies at the bottom. We're not going to be cooking this long enough to worry about it burning. So just finish it up real quick. We're almost done. We should be able to put the rest of this in here. So let that fresh oil get hot real quick. Remember, when you pour oil, add oil, it's got to get hot, because it's not out in the container. Sizzles were perfect. So we're pan frying or pan searing our shrimp. And we're dusting off our excess cornmeal and cornstarch. And we are almost ready to eat our po' boy. If you used a bigger pan, you could have cooked the shrimp all at one time, and then you would have saved yourself like a lot of time. So just get a bigger pan. I like cooking in this one. It's like stir fry-ish. Alright, so put that to the side. And we got our little dressing here. We can leave that to the side. Alright, so you want to get these down to one layer. Let them cook in. And then these here. Ooh, look how pretty these are looking. We're going to eat those. It's so exciting. Alright, so we're going to put this in here. And we're done with our spices. We're done with everything else. We got our bread toasted, so let's go ahead and start our serving tray here. Let me clean this up. The more shrimp you put in, the longer it does take to cook. The less shrimp, the faster it cooks. Just as a rule of thumb. I don't know where that came from, a rule of thumb. Alright. Like whose thumb? I don't get it. Alright. So, we're going to have a shrimp. And we got a plate. I got some garlic salt on here. Alright. So here we have our toasted bread. Let's go ahead and put it on our serving plate. There we go. So we have our 3 buns here, and they're still nice and warm because they've been by the oven. If you like these crispier or hotter, you can reverse it. Cook the shrimp and then that, but shrimp is better hotter. So I like cooking my bread so it's ready, and then as soon as the shrimp's ready, I'm going to make my sandwich. My po' boy. Because what's for dinner? Po' boy. Shrimp po' boy. If you got a better recipe or you got any tips on how I can improve this, let me know. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the dressing. I'm going to go ahead and put the dressing on my buns here. So, I'm going to use my spoon here. I'm going to give it one more stir. Okay. And then you really only need a little bit of this. On one side, just a little bit. And then, there we go. So just a little bit. And then we're going to be adding some fresh lettuce as well. So here's that. And here's a good spoonful here. Alright, so this is our onion, lettuce, mayo topping. This is our kind of like a coleslaw topping, but not coleslaw because it's not cabbage. So put this a little bit here. Alright, so you just have a little bit like that. Let's flip our shrimp. And we still got cooking here. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. See, that's how we want it. That's how you want it looking. And then put it back on one layer. So everything cooks through. Make sure it doesn't stick together so you don't get any like raw dough, even though it's not dough, it's just cornmeal. So You don't want any raw cornmeal. Alright, so here's how we have our serving plate. We just have a little bit of our dressing. Now we're going to add a little bit of lettuce. Just regularly shredded lettuce. I did keep this in the fridge because it's better when it's cold. It stays fresher. So we're just going to put a little bit of fresh lettuce on top of this. And this also has our mustard in it too. So, just going to do a little bit of lettuce like that. And then, there we go. Ooh, we're almost ready. Alright, so let's take this out. Let's turn our stove off. We do not want the grease at the bottom. You can get rid of that. So be careful you don't hurt yourself with the popping grease because it's hot. Alright. So I'm gonna do like this so I don't burn myself. I've had my share burned. I'm cool. I'm done. Alright. It's looking delicious. And bam. So I'm going to put this on top of this pan here so it's out of my way. Make sure no water gets in your grease so it stays over there. And here we go. Let's put this into the rest of our shrimp bowl here. And now we have everything we need to make our po' boy. We have a beautiful bowl of crispy fried shrimp. We have our beautiful toasted breads with our lettuce and our side condiment. And now we're going to be putting our shrimp. Let me spoon this in. We gotta spoon it. We gotta spoon it onto our po' boy sandwich. So it's nice and hot. I want it to stick. And you want a good amount on each one to where they don't fall out though. There you go. This is the tricky part, stacking them. And then we're gonna fold it up and eat it. The best part, eating it. If you're making this at home with me, I hope you're enjoying it, or at least hope you try it. You can get as crazy as you want spicing your shrimp. You can get as crazy as you want on the dressing you put on it. There's no real right or way. It's whatever your taste buds say they like. Make sure you get enough shrimp so each bite you get a couple shrimp in there. Do let this cool off for a second because right now these shrimp are like really, really hot. So, alright, that looks good to me. And tricky part, folding it. The other tricky part. Less tricky part, I guess. So here we go. I have it folded. Now it's ready to eat. What do you think? Alright, let's see if we can stack these up next to each other. And bam, like that. I need like one of those taco holders. I think I have one somewhere too. Right here. Will this be a little bit messy on our display? So here is our shrimp po' boy. With extra shrimp. Let's make that look a little bit fatter for our picture. You can never have enough shrimp, right? Okay. Okie dokie. Alright, so here we have it. Shrimp po' boy. Now, if you like hot sauce, this would be the time to put some hot sauce on it. If you like extra mayo, put some extra mayo. If you like mustard, put some extra mustard. I'm going to try it just like this and see how it comes out. But first, let's get our close-up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright. Well, check out my full edited version to see what this tastes like. Thank you for watching me. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for liking. And if you watch this after the fact, I hope you try this at home. And I hope it's the best po' boy ever. Have a good night. Happy dinner.